Good morning. We are off on another road trip today. So, being in Canada, our road trip starts with a stop at Tim Hortons for coffee and breakfast. And we are in the town of Listowel outside of Kitchener-Waterloo, Ontario. And then we are heading to Lake Huron to Southampton, where we are going to be visiting a restricted island. But more about that later. We're in Pioneer Park in Southampton on the shores of Lake Huron in Ontario, Canada. And today we are taking a cruise out to Chantry Island to see the Lighthouse and the Lighthouse Station. The island is restricted in the number of people who are allowed to visit and who is allowed to land their boat at the launch there. The island is actually a bird sanctuary, so the company we're using is the only one that is allowed to take passengers out to the island and are limited to just 9 people at a time. There are very tight restrictions due to it being a reserve. Just a little bit about Lake Huron itself. It's a very popular place for holiday makers, for people fishing and boating and cottaging. It is one of the 5 Great Lakes. The north and east shores are in Canada, and the south and west are in the United States state of Michigan. It covers over 59,000 square kilometers or 23,000 square miles. And it is the second largest freshwater lake in the world. It has a maximum depth, I even made a note here so I got the numbers right, of 229 meters or 750 feet. We visit here often and have come here regularly over the past 20 plus years. The beaches are beautiful, and the water at the beaches is fairly shallow. It's very clear, beautiful water, and it does warm up nicely in the summer. So it's very comfortable to swim in. Further out though, there are very strong currents and you have to be very wary. Looking out here, you wouldn't think it, but there are many, many shipwrecks. The island that we are going out to is way there in the distance. Zoom in a little bit. We have said for years we were going to do this, and finally this year we are making the journey. So today we have come with the Marine Heritage Society, who offers small guided tours from Southampton, Ontario on Lake Huron out to the Chantry Island Lighthouse and Lighthouse Keeper's Cottage. They do these guided tours from June till September, but they are limited in that the trips are restricted to 2 to 3 trips a day and only 9 visitors maximum. The island is also a bird sanctuary, and during the nesting season they will see up to 50,000 birds on the island. We have to stick to the paths, and a lot of the island you are not allowed to explore because it is home to the birds, and we have to respect that it is a sanctuary. The Lighthouse Keeper's Cottage was built in 1850 and has an outhouse at the back, gardens. There used to be a barn on the island with animals just like cows, sheep, chickens. They grew all their own vegetables. And the basement of the house was used as an ice house. So they would go over to Fairy Lake near Southampton, or in Southampton, and get some ice, row it back out here, put it in the basement of the house, cover it in straw, and then they would keep all their perishables. Anything that needed to be kept cool would be in the basement. So a little about the lighthouse itself. It has 107 steps to the top. It was first opened on April 1st, 1859. It is 86 feet tall, including the lantern room. And the lantern originally had a Fresnel lens from France. It was a fixed beam light, and it was fueled by sperm whale oil, coal oil, and kerosene. Now, I have hurt my back a bit. Greg and I have a large and long trip coming up, so to keep my back healthy, I have let him do the climb of the 107 steps and take some video and photos from the top, which we will also share. This is the Gypsy Stone on Chantry Island, and I'll just read you the plaque. During the time when great glaciers of ice moved over much of the earth, they left behind evidence of having been here. Unusual formations from another place and time, and on the wings came such a glacier. Some 2.5 billion years in age, the Gypsy Stone was found partially submerged in the water of Chantry Island's shore. Chosen for her unusual appearance, with pieces of embedded garnet, it took 8 men to move her to where she rests. She now stands guard over a time capsule that will be opened on August 11th, 2100. In 1954, electricity came to the island, so there was no need for a lighthouse keeper anymore. The keeper's house deteriorated and became a vandalized ruin. And that was until the Marine Heritage Society stepped in 1997 and decided to do a full restoration of the house. It took until 2001 when the restoration was finished and they were able to open for tours. So we'll just go for a little walk around the cottage. Families lived here with the keepers until 1954. The first keeper and his family lived here starting in 1859. The largest family that lived here, they actually had 11 children. Just grab a few things here. There's the little outhouse. And you are allowed to walk around as long as you stay on the paths that are right around the lighthouse and the keeper's cottage. Part of this, as I said, is due to the number of birds who nest here. Apparently there are quite a few snakes on the island. There is poison ivy. So you just need to be respectful and Follow what your guide tells you and you can enjoy the space. Show you again inside. And this is the main floor. They're doing a tour upstairs. We'll include a lot of photos at the end of the video. This was the parents' room. With the youngest child would be with them, and the other children would all be upstairs. That is down to the basement, which is what they would fill. They'd fill it with ice to keep their food supply fresh. I'll walk back towards the lighthouse, and I'm going to look up and see if I can spot Greg up there yet. See if he's made his 107-step climb. Oh, there's Greg. He's made it up to the top. Did the steep 107 steps. And hopefully get some good views on video for us because it's a beautiful day.
Pretty nice day. Yeah. Water's pretty clear. You can see all those grass patches.
So we're just driving between Southampton and Port Elgin after coming back from Chantry Island, which is way out there. And there's a couple of ways to come if you're on a bike or walking. You could walk right along the shoreline here from Southampton to Port Elgin. But there is also the old rail trail, and we have done that before. And it's for walkers, biking. It's very accessible, very flat, a mixture of full sun and shady spots. So if you're going on a sunny day, make sure you take lots of water and sunscreen with you. But we particularly love this drive. Chantry Island in the distance. I would say we would highly recommend taking the boat out there and doing the tour. Greg said on the way going up the lighthouse, it is 107 steps, but you stop, there's various stories within the lighthouse, and you stop about every 20 or 25 steps for a lookout and a breather and to be told a bit more about the lighthouse. Both Southampton and Port Elgin have beautiful beaches. Our preference is actually the Port Elgin beach. It's very sandy, quite far out and shallow, so the water does warm up nicely. We've generally only gone in swimming July and August, but I have friends who grew up here and she would go in swimming a lot earlier than I would. But it's even just nice to sit at the beach and people watch the waves. They get spectacular sunsets on Lake Huron and attract a lot of photographers and a lot of artists. Unfortunately tonight we have to head home, so this is the end of our day up on Lake Huron, and we hope you enjoyed the little visit out to Chantry Island and the Lighthouse. We'll put different photos from inside at the end of the video, and we'll provide some links below and also tell you a bit about how to get your tickets to go out on the boat. As we said before, it's a restricted island. Only one company is allowed to dock out on the island. They are very limited on when they can go, how many people they're allowed to take, and what time of year they're allowed to go. So you do have to do a bit of pre-planning, but it is definitely worth doing. And hopefully you get a beautiful day like we did and have a great time out at the old lighthouse. So thanks for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you'll view some more videos on our channel.